people in the world who really don't understand. Freedom has many difficulties, but we have never had to put a wall up to keep our people in. Freedom is indivisible. And when one man is enslaved, all are not free.
Modern war has become a struggle for men's minds as well as for their bodies. Today we face an enemy who spends enormous sums of money and manpower all over the globe in an attempt to subvert the thinking of the people of the free world, to confuse, divide, and ultimately to subjugate.
It is a contest unlike any we have ever faced in our history as a nation.
Contest for the minds and hearts of people around the world, all people.
When power corrupts, poetry cleanses. We must never forget that art is not a form of propaganda. It is a form of truth.
Psychologists find that control of emotion can be gained by understanding the stimulus-response pattern. Many everyday things become associated with these primary stimuli, partly by a process called conditioning.
It's a strange, shadowy world. The doctored photograph, the misquotation, the insinuation, and the lie.
I think of fire in connection with emotion. Cause, effect.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
We have to work together. You have to help.
We'll light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
Yes, in modern warfare, our military leaders are finding that words and ideas are highly effective weapons.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of the host, producers, or any affiliated organization. This podcast may include sensitive discussion related to topics such as child protection, abuse, and criminal behavior. The content is intended for informational, educational, and awareness purposes only, does not constitute legal, medical, or professional advice. Any reference to individuals, cases, or events are based on personal perspective, professional experience, or publicly available information and should not be interpreted as statements of fact regarding any specific person or situation. The host, speakers, and producers disclaim any liability for actions taken by listeners based on the content of this podcast. Listeners are encouraged to seek qualified professional guidance for their specific circumstances. Listeners' discretion is advised. All individuals are presumed innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law.
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome to Blount County Breakdown this evening. Oh, I got in a cough and I spilled my Coke right in the middle of the intro. So I had to do the old cleanup real quick because you know what Coke does after it sits around for a little while. So how is everybody this evening?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Doing good. How about you? Not doing, Jason?
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Living the dream. So, Crystal, as we start the show, we'll just let everybody know her and her family's sick. And just keep her in your thoughts and prayers. I know that there's people out there that do that. So, but she's not feeling good, and kids aren't, and all that, and she's pregnant to boot. So that just kind of amplifies everything. So as soon as she gets to feeling better, she'll be back, I'm sure. But anyway, just wanted to give a shout out for that, and also, she was at May 23rd, the rally.
I believe so.
Does anybody have that?
I'm going to confirm it right now.
I believe it is the 23rd because it got rescheduled. You going to grab it or you want me to grab it? I probably should. I probably should have pulled it up in the beginning, but it just dawned on me. But it's is it Protect the Children?
Yeah. Blount County Justice for the Children.
Yeah, I think so.
Justice for the Children of Blount County.
Yeah, that one. And I'm getting a text.
That might be her.
No, but she would correct me if we were wrong. So I'm pretty sure we're closer to correct than we're not. All right.
Well, I thought it would be right up there.
Well, anyway, while you're looking for that, I'll keep talking. It's been an interesting week this week again. It's all about the Pellissippi, Parkway Extension, and was it AI data centers? Yeah, and then fluoride. Jason brought up a thing about fluoride, and it kind of got people running around chuckling. I don't know why people don't believe some of this stuff. All you got to do is look it up, do your own research. You know, why you would argue that they don't put fluoride in the water system to I think I've known that all the way back to when I was in high school.
It says, yeah, I mean,
or that it's not bad for you.
Right.
Right. Yeah. When a tube of toothpaste says don't swallow it because it has fluoride in it.
Right. And then we're drinking it. So I do my best to, I have like 2 different filter system in my house. So when it comes in to the main line, it gets filtered there so that it goes through my showers, toilets, wash machine, whatever. And then I have a purifier on my sink so that the water that I drink is so it's filtered and purified. So they tell me or lead me to believe, and I do my best to wash out, filter out as much of the toxins that are in the water. Do you realize, since we're talking about fluoride, let's bring this up. How many people flush medications?
Oh yeah.
As they go through,
like I remember them doing a study like in 2015, maybe earlier than that, but they found like Prozac and Zoloft and all kinds of these antipsychotic or just I'm not sure what type of medicine they're called.
Yeah,
but I know they're for mood.
The research though is out there. All you got to do is look it up, and with AI, you look it up through an AI, and it'll bring up several at one time, so you can judge for yourself which one you want to do. I use Gemini more than I use anything. What's Kim say? Toilet to tap. Yeah, no shit. That's not very funny, but it really is funny, right?
The refrigerator filters say that they filtered out pharmaceuticals. I hope it does.
It's right. I don't know. It's just talk at the moment, you know what I mean? But between I don't know why people would argue the fluoride in the water, because it's there. It's just like the chemtrails in the skies. It's there. You know what? The other day there was a chemtrail. There was 2 of them going across with the chemtrail, across the sky, way up in there. And then all of a sudden, just like a regular Delta flight. And I thought, where's my phone? It was in the house. Would have been a perfect time to have a picture, because the 2 planes above it that had the chemtrails versus a passenger plane that was below it, no trails whatsoever. So
I've got video. I've got video of two of them
hang
far
on.
apart.
Yeah.
One's laying the chemtrails, and the other one's just got the regular exhaust where it only goes so far, and stays with the plane. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like they used to
Yeah.
be when we was little.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of them turning it off. I mean, they're just stopping with a mid flight.
But it's
How
not
does that
real.
happen?
I mean, but
Yeah.
because it's not real, Jason. We're it's a conspiracy. I don't want to say we're because I'm already a conspiracy theorist. So,
What's really crazy is you can go on .gov websites. There's geoengineering companies. Man, even the military has videos out, dude.
cloud
There is
seeding.
so much evidence out there for
Yep.
that.
So much evidence out there for that cloud
Yeah.
seeding. You remember when Helena came through?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hurricane
Well,
Helene, yeah.
yeah, you know the way that it did. Well, they came out and said that they tried to slow it down out there in the Gulf. And so I did a whole show on Caught Up about it, and it talks about how it cloud seeded this, that, and the other. And guess what the hell it did when it hit land?
Mm-hmm.
It sped up and then it stopped right over North Carolina and Tennessee and wherever, all those states that connect right there in that region, you know, and
Same thing there in Texas. The company Rainmaker was out there with drones.
right.
And that was just like 3 days before it happened, you know, the big flood down there. Came through
Um,
that camp, killed a few girls.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. And people
Yeah.
don't believe that some of it's just a, once in a lifetime catastrophe they built in the wrong place, this, that, and the other. I don't tend to believe it quite like that at all, so
Not to mention in the 40s, Operation Popeye, they used cloud seeding to
yeah,
wipe out supply routes.
yeah,
You know, been doing it
exactly.
since then.
Or
So
in
it's
Vietnam.
probably really
Yeah.
good by now.
Yeah. What was you saying, Jason?
In Vietnam, they did
Yeah.
it.
The same
Yeah.
thing. Yep.
Yeah, it's
And
Operation
they said it.
Popeye.
It's not a secret.
It's not a secret, yeah. But when you try to tell people, they're just like, they look at you like you're all crazy, and you're like, I don't understand. We're giving you a tad bit of information, and if it interests you, then look it up. If it doesn't, well, then just, I guess, let it go in one ear and out the other. But it's not fair to look at us like you're not telling the truth, So just, well, I guess you can do
Yeah,
whatever you want.
especially when they won't take the time to, even research that and try to debunk it. But because what they'll find is that, oh, lo and behold, look at all this information.
Right.
Imagine that, huh?
I even saw a thing that said they could do it.
It's like,
They can make it not rain, like the Palisades. They made it not rain there so they could burn that place down.
I would say that, and all the stuff that they do behind the scenes politically by not having water where it's supposed to be and all that good stuff like that. Because see, these are the kind of things that I can get into on my, on the Caught Up show. It's pretty much what I really like. Look, oh, there's Scrappy Dog. He says he's worked at the Knoxville water treatment plant on River Road. They redid the hydrofluorosilic, if I'm saying that correctly, containment room. We had to wear masks and full clothing and gloves. So that's a guy that worked at a water treatment plant that has to. I mean, the reasons to replace the concrete was the fumes from the hydrofluoric. There's that fluoric word, okay? Liquid, aka fluoride, yeah, would deteriorate the concrete. Now, wait a minute, and we're drinking that, or anyway. Here's that flyer. Silent No More, May 23rd. I can't read what it says. Is it 9?
Yep, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's 283 West Lamar Alexander Parkway in Maryville.
That's the
on
courthouse,
the sidewalk. Right? I believe so. Yeah, it just says along the sidewalk at 283 West Lamar, adjacent to the Blount County Courthouse.
Yep, plenty of room to park. Would be nice to have a huge turnout. I don't know. There's a lot going on. People graduating, baseball, this, that, and the other, and then laziness. So, would be nice to see a big crowd. I know it's supposed to. Hopefully, it doesn't rain. They're calling for rain, but I guess we'll see, huh? All right, you want to bring it? I'll bring it out. How about that? Let's see what it does. Oh, it did. I don't know why it does it. Now we're this way. Oh, now we're that way. Okay. Sometimes technology. So anyway, I know that I just want to throw this out here real quick. Robert, because you weren't last week, it was me and Jason. We talked a couple minutes about the anonymous accounts out there. I did my best to remove them from Resolute Exposure. If you couldn't say who you were, you had a fake account, I got rid of you. I'll just go out there and say they were people in public office or friends of people in public office that were doing that. The gatekeepers, as I call. And if you have an anonymous account, anonymous suck a dick, whatever it's called, 1239. 69, I'm not going to play with you either. So if you like when we post on was it all the other groups, the Maryville Speaks Outs and all that stuff, like that's where they're at there, you know what I mean? And then
oh man, that's damn terrible, son.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great because it gives us exposure. Go ahead, Jason.
But because I admin that one group, Facebook changed it to nicknames. Now nickname makes you anonymous.
Oh, is that what?
So I had to change the rules on mine.
Oh,
we didn't allow anonymous, so we're not going to allow nickname anonymous either.
Yeah. Because these are the ones that are coming out and trying to holler and attack, and you're spreading false information or misinformation or or something like that. So the other thing, the post that I made, the one that was for entertainment only, I made sure that I put that on there. That it was for was it comical is how I put that. That kind of thing, but it was a AI generated thing of Misty Dawn Davis, sort of letting I guess Mike Aker go over off the cliff at the train station, sort of like a Yellowstone type thing, you know what I mean? And most all people enjoyed it because it was funny, that kind of thing. I talked about it with Misty before I did it, and it was okay. So it wasn't meant to be mean. It was meant to be funny. What it did was Misty and Mike, or Misty posted that she was a no vote for the PPE, right? And then a day or two later, she went on to talk about, she knows roads are important, that kind of thing. She's basically talking to her district. She's doing what she's supposed to do. If you're looking for transparency and all that, love her or hate her, she's doing that. You know what I'm saying? So she got out in front of it and she said she'd vote no. And then she let other people know, all that good stuff like that. Right. And so Mike got on there and he said some stuff. Well, the funny thing is that whatever he said, he deleted it and removed, and then the comments were removed. So I asked Misty to turn the comments on, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't allow it, or maybe she just didn't want it anymore. I don't know, which is fine because there was probably 50 comments on there. But whatever he said, and she, her rebuttal was Beth Dutton, like, you know what I mean? So I got on my own AI generated computer here and said, hey, background Yellowstone, and then I added the Pellissippi Parkway Bridge. And then I put on there, Misty isn't for it. And then it said PPE. And then the big sign, it said, Mike is yes, that kind of thing. And so, who it pissed off the most? Gordon Wright.
Really?
Yeah. Said that he was tired of the AI generated pictures and the division that it creates and all the stuff like that and all the misinformation that, that we give out there. You know what I mean?
That word again.
Right, misinformation, and it's, you guys, or it's this group, or, it's something like that. So I had to remind him real quick that the information that I shared, which was about him and Mike Akerd, because Gordon is the one that said that he liked Jerome Moon, and Mike said that Moon is part of the problem with this Pellissippi Parkway extension that goes all the way back to 2011, right? Somewhere in that time frame. Probably goes back further than that, but whenever Moon was part of the commission and he was doing, the highest tax hike and all that stuff like that, right? So I told him, Gordon, do I got to remind you? I got a picture of the conversation that you had. It's documented on Facebook. I don't know how that's misinformation, but that's not what we did. You know what I mean? And we offered everybody the opportunity to, come on Candid Conversation, including him, do their thing. You know what I mean? And I told him, and besides, you lost. So I don't know what to tell you, but you're his comment towards us about the picture when it really should have been to me. And then I let him know that Misty was aware of it and was fine with it. You know what I'm saying? So these are the people that I want to, I guess if we're going to expose stuff, Mike Aker, 2 weeks after primaries, came out and said that he would vote yes for the Pellissippi Parkway extension. There's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to this thing, right? As far as there's a pretty good division when you say within social media that are for it and that those that are against it. You know what I mean? So Mike came out and said that he would vote yes because it was going to happen anyway. There was no way to slow it down and, all that good stuff like that, right? And then so the outcry on Facebook, we all shared everything. Kevin, was it McNeil?
Yeah.
Does a fantastic job getting all that information out, and he did a fantastic job. We did our best to mass produce it as much as we could and get it out there, and then we promoted the May 14th was a commission meeting because it was on the agenda, and then they would vote for it on May 21st.
That was the workshop.
The workshop, correct? And would you say an
and
hour?
Commission meeting this Thursday.
So was it in the budget meeting with Ed Mitchell? He's the one that removed it from the agenda, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So that is us, not just you and me and Jason. That is everybody that was on Facebook that was doing the exact same thing. That is a community effort that did that. You could see it everywhere. When you turned on Facebook, you could see everybody. They made event dates for May 14th at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or whatever it was. And they shared those to make sure that the people would be there. And I think that they knew it was going to be very big. I wasn't able to be there because my son was still in town from being in the Army and from New York. So that meeting wasn't as important to me as the time that I got to spend with him and his wife and the Prego girl, you know what I mean? So, but then, like I said, an hour before that happened, he removed it from the agenda. So they're not going to vote on it this week, correct?
Not that I know of. No.
I don't know.
It's off for now. But man, to me, that I've just seen it so many times before. They take this off, and then sometime down the road, maybe soon, maybe far away, it's going to come back on, and it's not disappearing.
Right.
It's just getting stifled for now.
That did y'all read that? What I tagged y'all in today? Was it today?
I don't know. Are you able to pull it up?
I doubt it. It read the way it read was there's nothing stopping it. It's done. It's just the vote is for the easement.
So that I understand, right? I get that part of it, and while I'm not an expert in all this stuff like that, because Jason and I did our best to talk about it in detail last Tuesday, and we brought up the PDF. Remember, Jason, we went through that. We talked about Kensington or Payne Mobile Park, to those who know it. And I forgot where I was going because somebody was pulling in, but they're not coming here. I think this has been going on since the early 2000s. I mean, we heard whispers of it like when we were in school, talk of it, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe the early 2000s, then you really started seeing the stuff of, look, William Goins, he must be all by himself on Facebook tonight. He's over there giving it hell, ain't he?
Right.
But like Jason said, this is probably a done deal. Not sure it ever gets stopped, but is there a way that we go
the
ahead?
state wants it. It said because the state wants it.
So
T-Dot.
so you got okay. So the post that I said the other day was, kudos out to everybody that they obviously reached out by email, Facebook, PMs, phone calls, maybe even going up there, reaching out to the commissioners. I don't know, because come Thursday, that's when it stops. So, gosh, what'd you say, Jason?
Which part?
The last part you said. The state T-Dot. I said,
yes,
what we're fighting is we're fighting T-Dot. We're fighting legislators in Nashville, right? We're fighting, Blount Partnership, the IDB, the city of Maryville, the city of Alcoa, Blount County, whatever, how they're involved in it. I would say, the sheriff, all these people, register of deeds, all these things, they're probably well aware of the process, and they know that it can't be stopped because all those people are silent about what's going on. When it's the outcry that you hear from the community that's talking about the Pellissippi Parkway extension and what they don't want. So again, we have made this mention, I don't know, a million times, I would say, between me and Robert, that elected officials are representatives. They're not leaders. We, the people, are the leaders. And so we, the people, on this part of the state, at least, because I would say the people out in Nashville and all that in Memphis could care less about this project going on. You know what I mean? But at least our Townsend, Blount County community have voiced their opinion for years, and it's not been heard. They don't care. You have said no over and over and over again, and they don't care. We hear vote them out, and they don't care. You know what I mean? They know they're going to win because people don't show up in the primaries and the local elections the way that they should as presidential elections. You know what I'm saying? So with all my ranting and raving about how I don't think elections are always real, sometimes I'm caught up. I got a first class view of how it worked this go around. While the numbers were up, 16,000 is not enough, right? So you have to beat them in a numbers game, and it's a game that we can't beat them in. It's not ever gonna happen that way, So I don't know what the fix is other than to slow it down as much as possible and try to structure it in a way that it benefits the community. I don't know, make some promises that says they're not allowed to designate the land that's beside it on either side as commercial land. The bridges that are going over some of these roads, some may have a on and off exit on it. You know what I mean? I don't know necessarily. Some people know better than I do. No gas stations, no convenience stores.
This is a dead stretch.
Just a dead stretch. It's just to get off so that you can go home. You want a convenience store, then you take another damn route. That's not the route for you. If you're taking that route to get from Alcoa Highway to 321 because you're trying to get to the Smoky Mountains quicker, I get it. And me and Jason talked about Kensington or Payne Mobile Home Park, depending on your age, right? It looks like it's going to take a chunk of it, and I can tell you for a fact that they have put new Clayton mobile homes in there because they're selling them on site, already ready, available, because they tried to sell it to me before I purchased this one, right? The price was outrageous between the lot rent and the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? It was probably still under, what was going on for its time. But so if they remove a third or 2/3 of that park, then it leaves all the new stuff there. It wipes out all the old, And who stands to gain from that? I mean, I was told that Clayton's may even own that now, and I don't know how true that is. Maybe somebody can, fact check us. We're not trying to report misinformation here, but there is a lot of new trailers in there, that are brand new because they wanted $100,000 for the trailer plus lot rent. So you're looking at about $1,500 for the mortgage, and then the lot rent $650 because they made a concrete driveway and they gave you a shed, and then the road was paved for you to get to. So, my road's gravel, all that kind of stuff like that. So they made it awful convenient. So, what do you think? What do you think, Robert?
2,100. How big was it? How many bedroom?
It's 3-bedroom. It's a 16 by 80 or something like that.
16 by 80, 2,100. That's.
It's still under.
It's on the higher end, actually. I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
I was thinking a 3-bedroom home, or we'll just say something that's the same square footage, was probably that or higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
as a house.
Probably.
So that's just me, talking or thinking out loud.
Feller's got one of these apartments down the road, a 3-bedroom. The new ones down here by Waggles. 3-bedroom. I think he said he's paying $1,700 or $1,800 a month for
a 3-bedroom apartment.
I mean, that is an apartment, though. That's a little lower than the 2,100.
Right.
That's just crazy to me, man. I remember renting houses for like $500 a month
or $700. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's where I came from. It was $700 until all this shit happened.
The very first trailer that me, Michael Young, and Stanley Young rented together, I believe, was $350 a month.
Huh.
And it was a big double wide trailer.
I don't know, Kim, if the Supreme Court ever ruled on the eminent public domain. It has to be unconstitutional. Here's the thing: between major roadways and AI data centers, they're just going to plow through us. You know what I'm saying? It's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Because they're going to call it progress. So if we go back to history when they decided the trains and this, that, and the other, and the mail, you know what I mean? It took over places that people weren't happy with at times. You know what I'm saying? And they did it in the name of progression. You know what I mean? You weren't going to slow it down. I mean, they wiped out. I mean, we all know what the history is. You know what I'm saying? So Goen says they brought out the data centers just in time to detour the public attention from the PPE. Well, I will say this. Kevin posted the other day, maybe it was the other day. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it right here. Doesn't say exactly what day. May 8th. So it's been a little while, right? Let me share this. It's called the Gigawatt Gold Mine, right?
Utah just passed. The Utah, some town there, the commissioners, they okayed one a data thing that's going to be 40 square acres large, big. What are you gonna say? Every person in that town was at the commission meeting fighting it.
Yes,
but all the commissioners voted yes.
Yes,
40 acres. It's going to take 9 gigawatts. It said to power it. I tried to look up all that stuff. I don't understand it exactly, but it said 9 gigawatts could power 9,000 homes. I think it said forever, and that was not. Can't remember the name of it. There's constant power. I think it's constant power. And something else. It's hard to understand, but there you go.
No, you're right.
40 acres.
Big. 40 acres. Matt's on Facebook says TVA. So it's called the Gigawatt Gold Mine. Yeah. It says Alcoa South Plant. Is everybody listening? because when Jason brought up the whole AI data center, and Kevin's writing about it, it's not like a what's an op-ed? I guess it's an opinion, right? Editorial, right? We'll just say that. But if they're talking about this, obviously, you know what I'm saying. That's why. The whole town, the whole community. I don't care if you're in Alcoa, Maryville, Blount County, Wallen, Friendsville, wherever you're at, everybody's talking about it. Lenore City's even talking about it, right? So it says, why Alcoa South Plant could be the crown jewel of the AI land grab. Is that across from Black Horse Pub or whatever it's called? Brewery?
Across from, I'm not sure if that is the South Plant or it's back toward there where they just built a new chop house and stuff back behind there.
Okay. I'm not sure
as
either.
you coming past the airport.
Oh, wait. Somebody may have actually posted a picture of, hang on, when we get to the bottom of that. So it says, as the race for artificial intelligence dominance shifts from software to silicon, a new kind of gold rush is landing in East Tennessee. While Silicon Valley remains the brain of AI, the massive power required to run it is looking for a heart. Oh, excuse me. And Alcoa's dormant South Plant in Blount County is beat for beat the perfect fit. Do you guys remember when we did, was it a month ago maybe, when we did that thing, me, you, Jason, and Crystal, where we all talked about it? And I tried to say that I thought the best, the hypothetical thing. And we said, I thought the best location was out there on Lower Chilhowie, right? There's all the water, there's the power, you know what I mean? So, but no, we're talking right smack dab in the middle of Alcoa, hypothetically, right? So it says in early 26, Alcoa Corp, right? Alcoa Corp CEO Bill Opplinger confirmed a radical pivot. The company is actively marketing 10 shuttered industrial sites to data center developers with a goal of generating up to $1 billion in sales. Source citation: as we've discussed before, we're not simply monetizing former operation sites as land sales. We are working with developers to capture back-end value through the development of these sites, including 4 data centers. Bill Opplinger, Alcoa, Q4 2025 earnings call transcripts, January 22, 2026. That's, I guess, is where he's citing this from, okay? For an AI developer, the South Plant isn't just available land. It is the turnkey power fortress in a market where electricity is more valuable than the ground it sits on. You believe that shit? Crazy. Here is why the South Plant is the front runner for the multi-billion-dollar AI conversion. And what you want to bet, the taxpayers fit the bill. You know what I mean? This company will.
Oh, absolutely.
So it says the speed power advantage. In the world of AI, time is literally money, to the tune of $10 million per megawatt. What are you saying that, Jason? Annually. Building a new data center from scratch usually takes 3 to 5 years, primarily due to the wait for utility companies to build a high voltage substation. How convenient. Matt says, I should have given more context. You mentioned railroad and mail in the name of progress. Okay, so yes, they sold the TVA idea as progress as part of the New Deal. And Roosevelt said, let's see, the region was 75 years behind, and if it didn't happen, that the region wouldn't be left, it would be left behind. And then Williams says the renters off Morganton Road to the East Broadway lost their homes when the owners of the property sold it. I think I used to live out that way because they built all those apartments out that way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So the South Plant has a cheat code because it was one of the most power-hungry smelters in the world. The infrastructure is already there. That's amazing. A developer can plug in to existing 161, kilovolts and 500 kilovolts TVA transmission lines that are already balanced for massive 24/7 industrial loads. Analysts estimate this could save 18 to 24 months off of construction, allowing a tech giant like Amazon or Google to go live years ahead of schedule. This animal thought it was all right to open the door. It says a bona fide, a brownfield. Let me get my glasses on. A brownfield with massive green potential. While Alcoa sold its dams to Brookfield Renewable in 2012, the physical proximity to the Little Tennessee River remains a massive asset. You think that's better than Lower or Upper Chilhowie? What does it say?
I mean,
That's where Carter Road goes. The right road's supposed to.
if we have to have one,
Yeah.
I'd say hell, that's already set up for it. Basically, you got your big water intake and your high voltage electricity, and
You talking
noisy
about right?
downtown there, the South Plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to do as least possible at Chilhowie.
I get look, no, I get it. But if they're noisy as hell and they're going to do it anyway, then there's nothing out there in that one spot that we were calling a hypothetical, and there's massive amounts of power there, massive amounts of water there. This thing's going to be, smack dab somewhere, And Jason wasn't that the video you posted where it showed how loud it was?
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, that was me.
Was that you? I'm sorry, Rob.
Yeah, that thing sounded like a damn jet plane, didn't it?
Yeah. It says cooling. AI training clusters generate immense heat. The South Plant already possesses the heavy-duty water intake and discharge infrastructure designed for industrial smelting, infrastructure that is notoriously difficult to permit today. I didn't know that. So it's already got everything it needs to pull the water from the Tennessee River, the Little Tennessee River.
Yep.
So, closer to Rockford, right?
I'm looking it up right now.
Clean energy narrative. Tech giants are under pressure to be carbon neutral. Being located in a hydro-rich corridor, even if the power comes through the TVA grid, hats off to you, Matt Snow, for that, allows companies to market their AI as powered by the Smokies. Isn't that some marketing? Well, that'll just change the hearts and minds of all kinds of people because it's powered by the Smokies. They'll paint it like a grayish, background with the smoke coming up off the basin of the mountain, and it's sort of, so when you drive by that place every day, it'll look real pretty while it's loud.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let me share this.
Williams says that's why they want to destroy the dams on Little River and leave the dam at Rockford because it's removing, what is it? It's not slowing. Right now it's too slow? So by removing the dams, it'll build up speed. Is that the right way to say it? South Blount Watershed is on Sam Houston Road, borders Little River, according to Kim. I love it when people talk in the chat. See, how can we be spreading misinformation when we have all this dialogue, all this fosters and generates good conversation, except for Jason.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to.
It's supposed to.
But then you get a bunch of assholes.
Well, you tell them, Jason.
Yes, that looks like a pretty big area, dude.
Oh, okay. You want me right here? It is. Let me share this instead. Oh, you did it. Do it again. I'm sorry. Sweet.
So all this here is pretty much South Plant, looks like.
Yeah,
Wow.
if I'm not mistaken, yeah, okay.
What road's that off of right there, Robert?
Well, let's see. We got North Wright Road. We got Hall Road, East Bessemer, MacArthur, Springbrook, Edison,
So
Lincoln.
the
That
Wild
goes
Horse
from Lincoln all the way out to dang Edison and roundabout.
So yeah, it's going to be right across the street from that restaurant, Black, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Black Horse.
Yeah.
Black Horse, and they'll be able to play. They'll be able to play volleyball out there with the cool, soothing sound of 9 gigawatts.
That's amazing. I love how you just keep zooming in and out. You know,
Yeah,
if you don't understand,
right there's the black horse.
So yeah.
And yeah,
Like, while you guys are eating your burgers and all that great stuff, how loud, Jason? Did you say it was?
Oh, I don't know how loud. I just said the soft, soothing sound of 9 gigawatts or whatever it was.
I think a jet plane at full throttle from a meter away hits like 185 decibels or something like that.
Wow,
Can't remember. Pretty damn loud.
And William says they'll raise the level of the Little River, increase the size at Rockford. That's Rockford Dam behind. I don't know if that's like. Did you read that somewhere, William, or is that just like your opinion, or which is normally pretty? Hey, where did we go? Pretty straight on. Uh-oh, how do we do that? How did I do that again? There we went. All right. The Hawesville blueprint. Alcoa is following a proven path. Earlier this year, rival Century Aluminum sold its Hawesville, Kentucky smelter to a data center developer while keeping a 6.8% stake in the project. Alcoa Corp's Oplinger recently told investors that Alcoa is no longer just selling land. They're working as partners with developers to capture back-end value. By the time the South Plant is fully converted, it could be a gigawatt-scale campus worth more than the aluminum business ever was in its final decade. Impact on Blount County, jobs versus tax base. For residents, an AI takeover of the South Plant would be a ghost factory scenario. The trade-off, while the old smelter once employed thousands, a hyperscale data center might only require 50 to 150 highly specialized technicians. And where do you think they're coming from?
India.
Hang on. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You guys laughing at me?
No.
Oh, well, yeah. Sure. I mean, where can you get like entertainment like this? You can't watch the 5 and then Today Show and all that, and get all this entertainment running your animals out while you're trying to discuss serious topics, so.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's back again. You hear that? Dude, you're going to get it, man. I'm telling you.
All right. He said he wants in that damn closet.
He does want in that closet. He ain't getting in it. They're not taking the Rockford Dam down, right? I didn't think that's what you meant. It says pull up the Alcoa Highway detour and see where the South Plant is, and we did that. Cusick Road is where the entrance for the South Plant is. It says the benefits, however, the tax revenue for Blount County would be astronomical. Hang on one second, guys.
Oh, Matt's got a good comment here. I wish I knew y'all was going to be discussing data centers. I've held off from sharing a link to Meta's data server center in Gallatin, Tennessee. I have firsthand experience of the destruction/development from its inception. The video states different information that was given by the project manager in 2020. He told me it was going to be 10 100,000 square foot facilities. I had left the area before it came online. Do you want the link? Hell yeah, we want the link.
Hell yeah, we want the link.
Did you hear any of that?
I heard it all, yeah.
Wow, dude.
I got my brother-in-law lives in Gallatin. I can ask him about that.
Right. 10,
And he's
100,000
the
square
boss.
foot facilities. Whoa.
10. 100,000 square feet. 100,000 square feet facilities. Jesus. So it says, however, the tax revenue for Blount County would be astronomical. Data centers house billions of dollars in servers that are refreshed every few years, proving a massive reoccurring property tax base with almost zero impact on local traffic, schools, or crime. Says the verdict, a second wave lock. With the first of Alcoa's 10 sites, Messina, New York, expected to close by June 26, all eyes are on Tennessee. Given the aggressive infrastructure upgrade currently happening on Alcoa Highway and the arrival of the Amazon Robotics Fulfillment Center just down the road, the South Plant is no longer a relic of the past. It's the most logical foundation for the region's digital future. And stick that in your pipe and smoke it to all those people out there that think that this is not real. This, you can call this misinformation. It's as close to the fact of information. He cited it right out of Oplinger's 2026 on January 22 earnings call transcript. Let's see. I didn't realize Amazon Robotics Fulfillment Center. Is that not the same place? Uh-oh. Did you get that? You want me to pull it up? Look at there. Thanks, Matt. You just popped right in there, didn't you? Let me finish reading it, then I'll pull that up. Let's see. Where was that? Right here. Robotics Center. Okay. It is the most logical fund. The former smelter sites have very interesting energy infrastructure. Bierman told investors in March, developers have lots of interest there. We now realize we got a lot more value if we work with them. See, they're stating it right here. There's more value to what's going on if they just go ahead and work with the developers. If they're working with the developers, what's that tell you in the community? I mean, do I need to get a whiteboard and start writing it out? It makes no sense that people think this is stupid and it's not real. There's a fashion of them out there anyway, you know. So, yeah. In the coming months, don't be surprised if the for sale signs at the South Plant are replaced by high security fences of a Silicon Valley titan. Pay attention, people. Local pulse check. Given the potential for the massive tax windfall, but very few new local jobs, is a data center campus the best use for the South Plant land? The money to be made is in the land grab and the construction, not the ongoing economic opportunity for Blount County workers. In addition, communities that have been impacted by AI centers report that residential electric rates have increased because of the cost of the upgrades and increased operation cost. Operation cost of utilities endure when a high-demand industrial consumer shows up on the block. One final thought is that while property taxes could be a boon to the city of Alcoa, Blount County, the Industrial Board of Blount County is a bad negotiator, giving millions away in pilot incentives and paying for infrastructure improvements, roads, sewers, greenways for the big companies.
Craziness.
So, yep. That's May 8th by Kevin J. McNeil, which I said was probably an opinion editorial, which is probably a little of that, but it's packed full of facts. We have this right here, the citation, right? Also, if we go down here, it cites several times about how they are working with developers. If you're working with developers, then you're already steps ahead of what's going on prior to, aren't they supposed to publicly put something like this in the paper, announce it, all these things that, but this is private property. Is it because Alcoa owns that?
Probably.
Is it private property? I guess is the question I need to ask. It's the South Plant.
I would imagine so.
Oppling.
I mean, I'd say if you just go trotting your happy ass out there, you're gonna get a visit
Yeah.
by somebody before you leave.
It's
Prob-
owned by Arconic.
Yeah. What's that?
It's owned by Arconic, so it's not public.
It's owned by
Right.
Alcoa, not Arconic.
Arconic
Arconic
didn't
didn't
let
get that one. I don't know because it was said somewhere up here. I was trying to find it again. Who owns it exactly? Alcoa Corp CEO Bill Opplinger. Yep. So that's the
Okay.
dude. It's funny. Opplinger, and who was the guy that helped build the bomb?
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer. Yeah. Kind of weird. Anyway, so yeah, Alcoa Corp apparently owns it. I know that was sort of. I probably said that, but I did. So let's see. Let me stop sharing that and get us back to where we belong. There we go. Now I got to pull up Matt's thing. Let's see if it'll let me.
Yeah, it's a video. So when you share it, you got to click the little button at the bottom, the little slider to get sound with it.
Yeah. I just was hoping it would make more of a bigger screen. Well, hang on. It's taking forever. Thanks, Matt. Send me one.
Hey, we're on our
load. Whoa. All right. Let me. Oh, wow. It's already here. Let's do this. And we'll do that. Maybe I should put us over here. How about that? Is that all right? All our names are probably covering our faces. So, okay. So let's. You're right. Stop sharing the screen. Hang on one second, guys. I didn't do what he said to do. Entire that screen right there, boink. I would have been wrong, and Robert would have been right. So here we go. Now we'll have sound. All right, this is for you, Matt. Here we go.
way to Gallatin, Tennessee, where Meta has an 800-acre data center.
Can you hear it?
I can hear the hum.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
It's like steady construction.
Yeah. And behind me is Meta's 800-acre facility. It's 4 buildings right now with plans to put 12. It's about 1.7 million square feet. That's over 30 super Walmarts. This is 800 acres. Ours could be 1,000. Broke ground in 2020 for this facility, and then they went live late of 2024. So that's 4 years of construction, 4 years of the roads around this, which we took 3 to get to this location, are full of construction, not passable, not to mention the dirt and the dust that is created. You can't really find a lot of video on this. Before I came here, I tried to look up and see if people had posted videos so that I could see what I was going to look at. There's a lot of people that fought the project.
Do you think any of these people were notified that the AI data center was going next door?
This is where it kind of gets confusing. Campus alone uses around 300 megawatts of electricity every single day. It's enough electricity for roughly 200,000 homes. Let's break it down further. 2 million kilowatts per hour. You and I use 30, can consume as much electricity daily as a medium-sized city.
30. We consume 30. A medium-sized city.
Larger than the city that it's currently in. The thing that we got to think of is like the AI workload. They may be using less water currently, but as AI demands grow, how much more water are they going to use? At their peak, they employed 1,100 construction employees, but currently the numbers are iffy, but at the max, it'd be 100 employees at this facility alone. We could see this property from 3 back roads. We were driving and you kept seeing it and seeing it. When you go to the gate, don't see the scale of it. You can tell that it's big. It looks like it's an industrial park. That's why all around us is power grids. Why would they have power cables running directly into this facility? Why would they have a remote station? They like to say that they're green. They don't really come out and disclose exactly how they do their water system. Yep. It's supposed to be a closed loop water system, but we all know that that's not fully green. Require makeup water, blow down discharge, heat rejection, and periodic replenishment. So a closed water loop system is really not truly a closed water loop system. So even if part of it's solar means, green energy, but what do they do at night or during like cloudy weather or peak load period? They still draw from the normal TVA electrical grid like everyone else does. And that's the reason why they have all these here. And I think what's interesting about this whole thing is that I'm standing where Meta is and I can't get on Facebook because I have no service. Today we're
no service. She can't get on
Crazy.
Facebook, and she's standing right next to Meta. And that's crazy. That's an amazing video. Thank you, Matt. 800 acres, guys.
Woo!
Did you hear how loud it was?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear that part.
Yeah. I think we got a lag going on here real quick. Hang on. 1 second. I'm going to refresh. It's going to kick me out, but I'll be right back.
He still went into the Rumble abyss. Well, that was quick.
The Rumble abyss.
AI data centers.
There we go. The Rumble abyss, he said. I heard that.
The Rumble abyss.
So I did. What I could do is I could see your lips moving, and then I heard your voices, so I knew it was, it needed to be redone. Let's see.
All right.
William says that the property is bought long before it comes into the market in Alcoa Maryville, and there are thousands of acres of properties around Alcoa that can't be useful for residential purposes. That's true. I guess where Alcoa and all these, you probably can't build homes there anymore, or you probably could, but they probably have it zoned so that you can't. I don't know what the cleanup would be to make them, residential home again, but they could probably make large scale. Like, have you been to Murfreesboro lately?
I have not.
They got huge apartment complexes that are like gated, and then in the middle of them, it's got swimming pools and garages and dog parks and kiddie parks and exclusive type thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they could zone it for something like that, but obviously, this stuff is being talked about. It is happening. It's not misinformation. It is not. It's true. There's a facility that's already ready. It's already got the water hookup. It's already got the power hookup. It's right smack dab in the middle of Alcoa. And apparently the CEO of Alcoa, Oplinger, instead of discussing things, he's actually talking and walking with developers. 10 sites that they have, and one just happens to be right here in Alcoa. So I guess you be the judge, right? Is it misinformation? Is it false information? Or is some of this stuff going, is it being talked on about behind closed doors? You know what I'm saying?
Conspiracies or spoilers.
Yeah, let's see. Matt says it was a beautiful farm. 100% was bordered by a beautiful rock wall. I'd like to see, like you'd see in Ireland. It was all down the road from Reba McIntyre's house where she lived before she got big. Imagine that.
Wow.
Imagine that. Let's see. Looking at this. This was 2 days ago. I don't think that's what we wanted to go. Look at there. Matt came back up again. I do have, I want to talk about Tim Burchett for a second.
Dadgummit.
Well, he's been on two podcasters that I listen to, and let's see, the latest one's the guys out of North Dakota. So I want to reach out to Tim and see if we can't get him on the show, because I think it would be important if we could talk to Tim about things that are going on in the community in which he represents, ours, and see if he would come on and answer some questions on our show. Like property appraisals and property taxes. Not that he has anything to do with that, because that's all Tennessee legislatures, but I think he currently has a home here and understands what's going on as far as that go. Let's see what else. How about protect the children? Right?
All right.
I mean, he talks on his campaign about how, what all the things that he would do if he was in charge to the pedophiles, and yet he represents a district that's had, I don't know, its fair share of pedophiles in the last couple of years, get some sweetheart plea deals by his best friend. Well, not by his best friend, but with his best friend, apparently, Sheriff Barong. So I would like to see if Tim would come on our show and answer questions about fraud and protecting the children and AI data centers in our area and that kind of thing, and give us more than just 20 minutes to talk to him, because listen to what he said. It's like 12 minutes long. It's pretty good. I don't disagree with a lot of things he's saying here, you know what I mean? But it's just odd to me that he's reaching out to these podcasters. It makes me wonder if there's something more going on, like what his aspirations are. If he gets reelected in Congress again, what's his next thing after that? You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh, you know what I didn't do? Well, it brought it up.
You didn't share your sound.
Let's see. I'll show you. Oops. So if I bring it up here, and then it's in the Chrome tab, the sound's already on. There we go. Share. Okay. So it's just certain things that does that crap too. All right, here we go. Check out what he says.
Again.
Let me know if you can hear it. Look, they have trouble too. It's loading Tim Burchett. See, Matt, it happens to everybody.
Technical difficulties.
Can you hear it?
Representative Burchett, can you hear me? Sorry, minor computer troubles. He's on.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Representative Burchett, is that how you say it?
Burchett. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's just Tim. Dude.
Okay, I'll call you Tim. Thank you for coming on. Very honored and humbled that you'd be willing to join us. And I know you got a heart out here, so I'm gonna get right to it and start buzzing through.
Let's go.
A couple of questions for you. Number one, the Massey election going on right now. What's your take on this? It's the most expensive House race in history, and millions of dollars from out of state. What are you looking at?
Massey lost.
It's a wild card. It is a wild card. I have no prediction whatsoever, because it's not in my district or even my state. But Thomas is he is very, very strict constitutionalist. I mean, I've asked him many times, "Why'd you vote that way?" Thomas goes, "It's not in the Constitution." He doesn't even. It saves him a lot of time reading bills.
Yeah.
And so it's and I've never met his opponent. I don't know anything about him, but I don't know. It's all going to matter about turnout.
Yeah. The thing I'm looking at, like how much money is coming in from out of state. APAC has put like $15 million into it. And speaking of that, there's a bill announced today, an anti-Semitism bill, which kind of drives me nuts, infringing on people's First Amendment rights and whatnot. But like, how pervasive is the foreign influence over like representatives up on the Hill? Because I'm
on foreign affairs, and and I meet with, I guess you'd call them foreign dignitaries about every week. You know, there's always some ambassador from some country. Some of them I have to look for on the map, you know, but they've got a representation up here. And so there's a lot of, you know, I think it's overblown on Israel and Jewish folks in general on their influence up here. I don't see the arm twisting or I've been with them on some stuff and I've been against them on some stuff. So,
sure.
You know, I just don't hear about it a lot. And you have the same people that represent, you'll see them, you know, they'll represent the Palestinian folks or the Jewish folks or whatever. And you'll see them time and time again, just because I'm on the Foreign Affairs Committee. But I think a lot of that's overblown.
You think so? So you don't think there's an issue with like these other countries spending money and lobbying politicians?
Well, there's certain laws they can't spend, they can't send you money.
Sure.
From overseas. And the funny thing about, not funny, but I'm very cautious about that kind of thing, because we had a member that was caught in a little bit of a trap. He, I can't remember how it all worked out, but he ended up, they claimed he took foreign money and they ended up leaving Congress, and then the courts ruled in his favor and he was already out. But I pay a guy that does all of mine, and he's actually in Nashville. He's very good. Every contribution I get and every check I write goes through him.
That's great.
Just to double check, because a guy like me could get set up pretty easily. I don't get a lot of money from a lot of big money anyway. But you know, if I were to get a contribution, you know, you get 250, 500, something from somebody, and you could just be setting you up. And so we've in the past, we've had people that have either given too much or wrote a corporate check or what have you. I just wish what they do is take the limits off of the contributions and just put in how much, just put who they are and where the money's coming from. Because every time they pass a new rule or a new law, they've already figured out a way of, oh, we're using our super PAC, we're using this, we're using that. And honest folks like me are just trying to do the right thing, and the ones that get caught up in all that nonsense. And it's too much bureaucracy. It ought to just, sort of like the IRS, they ought to just tell you how much you owe and send it in without all the nonsense. But it's bureaucrats love that kind of stuff because they make money and they consult and they continue to do it.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, you brought up the IRS. One of the questions, I've interviewed multiple people up on, of representatives, and this is my favorite question to ask them. We have all these stories of fraud, waste, and abuse. Trump has talked about, if we just eliminate the fraud in this country, we could balance the budget. We have a deficit this year of $1.7 trillion. We're spending ourselves into oblivion. We're approaching $40 trillion federal debt. And so the government itself, like with them being the problem here, why should American citizens continue to pay taxes when this is what we're getting from our elected representatives?
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. I have a bill. Matter of fact, we're releasing it here shortly. We found over $1 trillion in duplication. $1 trillion. And then you see all the thieving going. I mean, Minneapolis, Minnesota, whatever, they stole $19 billion that we know of. Rather, that was the budget of the state when I was in the state legislature years ago.
That's crazy.
Great increase in sin. We run a balanced budget state, but still, that's money that's just stolen. And we need to see somebody in handcuffs, and these judges giving them probation or giving them a year, and then they don't have to pay the money back. I mean, you do the math on that. They're going to keep me up for a year, and then I've stole $10 or $20 million. And this is billions that were stolen, obviously. Yeah, it's a huge problem. And the problem you've got is what I've seen is the kickbacks, and those are in the forms of dark money. And there again, it goes to reporting, and they don't want to do away with dark money because it benefits both sides. It seems see more dark money towards benefiting the left than I do the right, but it's wrong in either account. And the way that works is you've got an NGO, non-government organization set up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's set up during the Bush years, when we were a bunch of limousine liberals throwing our money away overseas. And it's got a great name like Feed the Starving Children or something, it probably originally had a great purpose. But what's happened is it's got very little money in it. So some billionaire, and you can guess who they are, will put $1 million in one of these things. And so some unelected bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. sees that and says, hey, this is a legitimate organization. They got $1 million in their account. Let's start giving them money. And Elon Musk told me, he said, Tim, that's how they're stealing trillions of dollars. And
I believe it.
Literally. And that's how they do it. And the dark money works like this. You're running a campaign, and then the day of the election, or the week before the election, whatever, there's this ad. Oh, Tim Merchant, do you know in second grade he ran an illegal operation selling candy to kids, or something. And then, paid for by People for America's Trust,
Ridiculous.
And then of course it gets sued or something, and it's vapor. It's just there's an endless paper trail, and it's your tax dollars that goes overseas to an NGO. In Afghanistan alone, I have a bill to defund the Taliban.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, Thune won't bring it up for a floor vote.
Yeah, Thune sucks.
$40 million a week, brother, we're sending them that we know of that they're getting.
So why should we be paying taxes with this? What we're getting?
Well, you probably because you go to jail if you don't.
But that shouldn't be a good enough excuse. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree, brother. Taxation is theft. It is theft. It is complete and total theft. And we've that's why I love Trump on the tariffs. My gosh, people have very short memories.
Yeah.
When the Japanese were, I'm a motorcycle guy, but when Harley Davidson was getting ready to go out of business, well, they were making crappy bikes. But when they were back in the Reagan years, he puts a tariff on 1,000cc motorcycles and above, which was what Harley makes. And the Japanese were literally dumping motorcycles into the American market for cheaper than they could make them. And the way and that was going to put Harley Davidson out of business. Well, Reagan put a big tariff on them and allowed Harley to get back in gear. And Willie G. Davidson, some of the founders, and then they pulled the tariff off, and they were they were back in business. They were back in business, and Trump gets that. He gets that. Up until like 1917, we didn't even pay taxes, and we didn't have a federal income tax. And it just got everybody just because of there's your foreign interest, the lobbyists, the K Street lobbyists. I have another bill dealing with China on genetic testing. They, these genetic testing groups, you swab and send it off to them and find out your ancestry. And the Chinese are using that to create a genome that we were told by the intelligence agencies was to attack American childbearing age women. We know we have a population issue right now. And
yes, we do.
We better start paying attention. And I can't even get the bill heard.
That's a huge problem I see, because Congress, and we talk about this all the time on here on Badlands. Like, we see Congress as the problem. You seem like a legit dude. I like you.
Congress is the problem, brother. Congress is the problem. We are crooked as a dog's leg. The other side's just a little more crooked than we are.
Isn't it funny how he's telling everybody? I mean, he's on a podcast. He's trying to be funny and candid. I mean, right, Robert? But he's telling we're crooked. We're crooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy. So why don't we fix that? Because our elections, people are like, "Oh, you just hold them accountable."
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, damn, that's crazy.
Well, at the ballot box, our elections are fraudulent too, and Congress isn't going to vote to fix the elections
Part
because
of that is some of the people raising the most cane don't get out and vote. Evangelical Christians, I am one. 40% of them stay home. 30% of gun owners stay home. But I'll guarantee you, when I go into the Baptist church at home, one of them, everybody's telling me, what we need to be doing. But dadgum, they're sitting on their butt on election day. And I always say you got to put enough points on the board that they can't steal it from us. And currently, we're not doing that. And this Save America Act would be a perfect example of of if we had that on the books, and we had some leadership in the Senate, that they would run that bill, but they won't. And I don't know what the answer is, but what we're doing right now, we are progressively losing our country.
Do you think people perhaps stay home because they recognize that the election system is fraudulent and cannot produce legitimate results?
I think that's an excuse. Some people do, but I think some people are just lazy. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to complain about what's going on, but not do anything about it. And they talk real tough. Sure. I knock on doors. That's how I get elected. Not a lot of people like me. I don't come from money. My parents are career educators. Daddy fought in the Second World War in the Pacific, the Marine Corps. My mama flew an airplane during the Second World War. Mama was a school teacher, and Daddy rose to become a dean at the University of Tennessee. And when I knock on doors, I use a list, and I can tell how many times that people vote and generally who they are, because it's public information. And a lot of the times
Did you hear that?
Yep.
I know who votes, how many times they vote, because
we could have done that too.
General public information.
Yeah. The commissioners could have got that information. You had to pay $50.
Yeah, you get a voter roll on a USB.
So I voted more times than what he said, and I have voted for him. He's never knocked on my door. I've never seen him going down the, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he hasn't, but I'm just saying, and I've had a face-to-face conversation with him, and he's never ever knocked on my door. But I just thought it was interesting that some of the things he's saying this on this podcast. He's playing Mr. Cool, Mr. Popularity. He's in this fraud unit with Elon Musk, saying all the right things, you know what I mean? On here, you know what I'm saying? I don't ever see the effects of what he's done, and I could be wrong. I think somebody told me he did some stuff for veterans, like a bill or something he helped pass or proposed or co-sponsored or something like that, with veterans or something like that. But I just couldn't believe, what he said. I'll let him finish because it's only like another minute or so longer, but I thought it was interesting.
See these big shots, big talkers, community leaders, preachers, business people, they don't vote. It's just little quiet folks that you'll see a number 5 by them. They voted in 5 of the last elections. And those are the people. Those are usually your target people. But the truth is, your big Chamber of Commerce boys and some of them and some of the people that yell the loudest vote the least.
Sure. But again, I really want to clarify your position on the election. Do you think elections are legitimate? I mean, we've seen so much fraud, and I think
there's a lot of fraud, and I think there's a denial of the fraud, but I do think overall they're legitimate. I just think it's apathy.
Sure.
And just general laziness.
Yeah, I know you got to bolt out of here, so I appreciate your time. I have so many more questions.
I love the questions. You're asking me decent questions. It's not something softball stuff that people need to hear. But yeah, I think people are generally lazy and they don't get out and vote. And they're going to use that as an excuse. I would say get off their ass and quit listening to the View, making their decisions for them.
There we go. I'll look to get you back on. I have so many more questions for you some other day. I know we got cut short today, but I appreciate your time and good luck up there. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, brothers.
So that's John Harold. He lives and resides in North Dakota. He owns Badlands Media. I like him. I've been following him I followed him before because he helped write this article called Devolution, and it just talks about how the government was devolved, and he based it on he did a shit ton of research, and he put it out there, and it just gained this traction and this following. You know what I mean? It happened quick, and he is what started Badlands Media. But Tim has been on, it's called DEFCON Zero, and it's Alpha Warrior and Josh Reed, and they're both former military. One's a former Marine, I think the other one's former Navy, you know what I'm saying? And he spent like 35 minutes on their show, and their show is on Badlands. And so then they got him to come on his show. But he said a lot of interesting things. He talked a lot of UFO stuff, on the other show, which to me is a smokescreen. It's a psyop. It's a narrative spin of the things that are going on out there. And I know this is going way off more than what Blount County Breakdown is, but I just wanted to show people that, you know, these are the things he's out here saying. He said that taxes were bad. He said that Congress was crooked. He said people were lazy and they didn't get out and vote. We saw that. I mean, he's not lying about that part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't necessarily disagree there. I'm not the biggest fan of Tim, but I would like to have him come on. If he came on, we would even be just like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that, because I don't always agree with this stuff, that we couldn't have a conversation, a cordial conversation. If given the opportunity, the one question I would have to ask is, when he had the opportunity to stand up on the House floor and talk about something that was important, he chose to talk about a baseball player that couldn't get his eligibility from the NCAA. And you get 90 seconds to do that. And it became a major soundbite. The University of Tennessee loved it, all those good things. And then I think about some of the reality that's out there in the world, and that took precedence over that. And he represents this area. And not saying what he did was bad or anything like that. I just think I think he picks and chooses what's important. And he talks about veterans and all that stuff, his dad and all that, and so, or his grandfather. But anyway, it's just my opinion. And I thought it was something that we should share. I should share. I don't know why I said we. Okay, let's see. We're getting more stuff. Oh. Matt sent a circular site information. So site name is Aluminum Company of America North Plant, Hunt Road. Let's see. NPL status, which I don't know. Let's see. Other cleanup activities, state-led cleanup. Anyway, he's going to have to explain that. And he's probably been talking on here anyway. He said, notice how he said all the Chamber of Commerce and how they're the loudest, but don't vote. And most fraud is from the gerrymandering. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. Let's see. Is there anything else? I mean, there's always good stuff to talk about.
I've got his response to. I did. I've got his. Never mind.
Why you say never mind?
I had it in my trash, and then I hit a button, and I went back to primary.
Nina Morgan says Tim Burchett has an office at the Blount County Courthouse. I didn't know that. I'll have to call his office and let his office know that, we have a local podcast in this county, a district in which he represents. Come on the show. Let's talk about, the stuff that he's out there talking about right now. I could care less about the UFOs.
Yeah, y'all share this video and tag Tim Burchett in it. See if we get him on here.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd like to talk to him. Exactly. Let's see. Scroll up to my reply, William. Never mind. They're talking to each other. The chat's talking to the chat. But yeah, that would be cool. It would be cool to be able to, ask him about the fraud. Ask him. He's got a very strong opinion about, protect the children, but the district in which he's in had its fair share of stuff. So I don't know if he'll answer questions like that. You know what I mean? But
listen, I found it.
Okay.
This was his response to when I emailed Moon and him about the pedophile stuff, and I messaged him back to find out to ask for a response, and Jennifer Lincolnfelter, his chief of staff, she said, "Hi Jason, hope you're doing well. Apologies, I don't have an update on the status of those resolutions since they involve the state. If you have any trouble reaching our state representatives, please let us know. Reach out anytime."
So that was his response. You talking about Burchett's?
Yep.
Huh.
It's a state issue. He said, "Ain't nobody got time for that."
Ain't nobody got time for that. He said he would hang him or something, didn't he?
Yeah, he talked a lot about hanging them in his yard, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll reach out to his office, the one in Blount County anyway, and say, hey, I'm watching you on some of my favorite shows. So come on our show. Let's have a good discussion about what's going on in Blount County, your district, in which you represent. You know what I mean? The AI data centers, that kind of stuff like that. So.
Oh
Yeah, the Pellissippi Parkway extension. Let's see. So if we take Alcoa Highway, its new thing, Pellissippi Parkway extensions, Pellissippi. Am I saying that right? Yeah, PPE. And if a data center is possible, it just seems like all these things are lining up exactly at the right time. You know what I'm saying?
I seen a comment too earlier. Somebody was talking about when they get that extension done, that's going to close what they've nicknamed the Southern Loop, and it's going to be like the metro in Atlanta. It's just a great big giant loop of highways,
right?
And then it just explodes, growth like fungus.
Sure it will. I mean, yeah, there's going to be an exit. Do you remember we looked at that map?
Yes.
And was it Wildwood or?
I think it is. It's not Davis Ford. I could be wrong though. Matt would know better. Look here, Sean Collins is in there. Burchett has an office at the courthouse, but you can find him at Barong's house most of the time.
That's great.
That's very funny. That's good, Sean.
When I went to his office, there was 3 liberals in there harassing his secretary, I guess you call it, and it was funny. She said, "Are you recording me?" And the girl said, "I can record you if I want to." She said, "No, you can't. Get out. Get out." She was hollering, "Get out.
Get out. Get out."
Yeah. Nah. And then she looked at me, she said, "You saved my life." I thought, I didn't do nothing. I was at the courthouse. Didn't have my gun on me. I ain't supposed to.
Matt wants to know if we've heard anything about the new any plans for a new fire station.
Oh wow, I haven't not heard nothing.
Yeah, me either.
Why a new fire station?
I don't know.
Well, there's a lot more buildings, a lot more people. True. So they just don't report to fires. They also report, to emergencies and automobile accidents, and people having heart attacks at their houses and stuff.
Huh. That's very cool.
I wonder how many police they've added. There has to be a certain amount per capita, right?
Well, I would think that we already. I mean, when I read that thing about the sheriff's department a few weeks
Yeah.
back, it talked about that we already had a police force the size of the 4 biggest cities in the state, and we didn't have near the people. You know what I mean? So,
We're above average.
hey, look,
Oh, okay.
Farrah Williams is in there. Hello, Farrah. How you doing?
Hey, Farrah.
I thought we just had enough police cars for the county.
Well, that's funny. You would bring that up. You know that. You know, the police cars and trucks, apparently, right? So I mean, that's funny. Oh, Jason, you're gonna have to pull some of that stuff up when you talk about it, so that way when people ask, we can show them. You know. I know I got it somewhere, but it would take me forever to find it real quick because I think we talked about all that stuff. This is show number 9, right?
Oh, we're that far in?
Yeah, we're 9 shows in. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're all good, Miss Farrah. As a matter of fact, we all went out except for Crystal because she was not feeling good. But we all went to. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Rosario's.
Yeah, there you go, Rosario's. Because I was going to say Brazilio's.
Brazeros.
Yeah.
It's Brazeros.
Brazil. Oh, it's like Brazeros.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It is. It's Brazeros.
All right. So we went there and we had the what they call the full experience.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Oh my God. 15 meats. I ate a little bit of a salad, a little piece of bread. Jason ate one piece of bread and nothing else but meat for the rest of the time.
I got my money worth this time.
You got some money's worth.
Definitely got mine, boy.
Made sure of it.
I had never been there.
Meat.
Oh, so good.
Great.
It was so good.
Everything.
I look like one of them Ethiopian kids when we're there.
And the cool thing was go ahead.
I was going to say, for those that ain't never been there, man, you got a little paper token, and they tell you if you want food, flip it on green. One side's green, one side's red. And when you're done, when you want them to stop, flip it over on red.
Yeah.
As long as you got that on green, there's person after person after person with these long skewers of meat. And you want some of this, and they slice it off for you. Next thing you know, you got a damn plate, and it's just piled up with nothing but meat, all kinds: lamb, steak, chicken,
Picante. You know what it's called? Yeah, picanha. My bad. Yeah.
Picanha. Oh man, that stuff's so good. Garlic ribeye. I mean, very good.
Yes, it was very good. My first time, my first experience.
How'd you like it?
I liked it. I really did. And I like the fact that we all did something, and like I said, hopefully we get Crystal get to feeling better so she can get involved again. But it was cool for all of us to get out, to get together, and just talk. Not so much about politics or podcasts or anything like that, but just to enjoy each other's company. I got to meet everybody's wives, and not that I haven't before, but we spent almost 2 hours there just eating and talking, so it was very cool. Matt says, check your PM, Robert. And so, we had fun with that. We need to head back to Maryville Billiards again and maybe shoot a few games of pool and have a pizza or something out there, and
oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be fun, Let everybody know when we're going on a certain night that doesn't house. They do a lot of tournaments there, so it may not be as easy as I make it sound to get in there and play a game of pool on certain nights or whatever. But Maryville Billiards, we had a good time there.
Yeah, it's a nice little place too.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, I can't believe that woman at Rosario's, the waitress, she ruined my Dr. Pepper wine joke.
No, that was funny.
She didn't know. That's crazy. I don't know why she didn't know that.
I was sitting there waiting on her to start laughing, and she was just like,
I'm confused.
She's confused.
Jason, she was asking us if they had all kinds of wine if we wanted any, and Jason says I'll take a Dr. Pepper in 2026, and she did not know what the hell he was talking about. That was funny. We all got it. She was lost though.
Oh my God! Ferris said Tuesdays are slow, so same night as the podcast, because we don't start the podcast till 9:00 anyway.
yeah.
So yeah, we could
go out there and pregame.
Yeah, go out there and pregame, shoot some darts, a game of pool, get a pizza, and then hurry up and head back home and get the podcast started. You know what I mean? And then on we got, was it Tom? This looks like somebody sent me something.
Tim Burchett will seek Marsha Blackburn's Senate seat. That's why he's supporting her then.
So that's on YouTube. Whoever that is, check that out. Somebody sent us that from YouTube. That's pretty cool.
Tom Thumb, 1776.
Yeah, very nice, man. Appreciate that. Hey, while I got everybody on here, I'm going to whore for likes. If you don't care, hit the like button, or you can hit the unlike button. You know what I mean? As long as the algorithm reads something, and the whole 30 people, that's big on an algorithm thing. But who knows? Maybe it triggers something. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. Let's see. There's a lot of, there's 66 comments in Facebook. Let's see. Ferris says we should play darts. And then they always want me to participate so they can laugh at her. Well, I'm probably, I don't know. I'm okay at darts. I'm okay at pool.
I used to be really good at darts, like played in tournaments and stuff.
And then was it Lambert's Pie? I went to Lambert's Pie. Have you guys been there? Lambert's Pie, it's over there. Like you're headed up, I guess Old Knoxville Highway, but you're getting closer to Hall Road.
Yeah.
Just before the train bridge there, the underpass that you go. It's there. It used to be the gas station. And so I think they do is it a breakfast lunch? They're closed for dinner. I don't know.
Pie?
Yeah, Lambert's Pie, I think is exactly what it's called.
Lambert's Pies.
Yeah. They gave me a menu and all that, and I asked them if I could promote their stuff, and because it was really good. The pieces of pie that I ate there, they were fantastic. So I'm in agreement. Me too. Look, see, if we show up next Tuesday at Maryville Billiards, we're liable to have a few other people there. That would be cool,
Mm-hmm.
I know that Badlands Media from time to time, they do these hosts where they go, like they do these meetings. They travel in certain places. They get together. They have like a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they sit around and talk all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm not saying anything like that, but it would be cool every once in a while to have a central location that we could go to that everybody knew that. I don't know, is that a good or bad thing? Robert's
that'd be cool, man.
Well, we know them son of a bitches will be there on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on. It's all good. We'll shoot some pool and we'll throw some darts at throw some darts.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Even Ferris says sweet people, Lamberts. Yeah, they were good. They do like little, I don't know, Jason might know, like where you get to make strawberry pies and stuff. You get to go there and they show you how to do all that. The strawberry. I was trying to be funny. You wasn't picking up what I was throwing down, apparently.
Shoney's?
No, not Shoney's. Lambert's Pie. They do these little classes. I shouldn't say little because I don't know how to make a pie, but they show you how to make stuff from scratch. And then you actually do it right there. The whole process, start to finish. But I was teasing you, Jason. I was trying to say that you'd been to one of those classes, but it was like the chick that didn't understand Dr. Pepper 26. So, yeah.
He wants to take class, make him cinnamon suckers.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that was quick. That answer is quick.
I would be in on that one.
Oh, look, Ferris says we can get one of her campaign signs and throw darts at it. That's funny. Yep, that's funny, right?
Yeah,
there.
I got a bunch I don't know what to do with.
You know. Can we not post? We can't put them back out no more, can we?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe next go around.
I mean, I can throw them in trash, I guess, but man, that's a lot of trash.
She looks around. That is funny. I don't know. I don't have anything else to talk because the data centers and the PPE. It's pretty much dominating what's going on in Blount County, other than how the politics are. It won't be long; it'll be taxes again because eventually they're going to have to set that. What is that?
Tax rate.
Yeah, the tax rate. So that'll be topic of a discussion. Our job is to make sure that we don't let people forget. You know what I mean? Wallpaper your bathroom with them.
Well, let me.
Did you hear, Jason? Go ahead, Robert.
Good thing on the tax rate is it's either what Nashville sends down or lower. Can't be higher.
True. What'd you say, Jason?
My Life Touch spoiler.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to talk about it for a minute, or do you want to just?
Yeah, just for a second. It won't take but a minute.
Then what? You're going to do a little more on it next Tuesday?
No, this is all I got. It's just
okay.
It's I mean, everybody who's had her picture taken by Life Touch could possibly be famous. We just don't know.
And who is they?
Apollo Global is some huge conglomeration, and the CEO is Mark Rowan currently, and even from I think it was 2019 he has been. And Apollo Global owns Life Touch, and Life Touch does millions of pictures in schools, 4 schools, from kindergarten all the way up. Well, the name Mark Rowan, they also own Shutterfly, and the name Mark Rowan is mentioned in the Epstein files many times, and they have shared documents before he passed away. So you can only assume that the documents were millions of pictures of little kids. Kids. Yeah.
Menus.
At schools. I just thought that was interesting. And for all, yeah. Life Touch. Everybody knows Life Touch.
Yeah.
Life Touch does pictures all the time. And it said that a lot of schools were trying to find a different place for pictures, to have pictures done by. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just, I didn't call Eagleton and ask them if they knew that.
I don't understand that. Why can't we use local photographers? I don't understand why they got to use some conglomerate company that all the schools use.
Yeah, it seems like that's how they done it when we was little, wasn't it? I can remember just the regular people coming in with a nice camera at Rockford taking pictures.
I feel like we've had our pictures taken by corporations now that Jason puts it that way. I don't know.
Totally. Yeah. I'm talking long time, like back. Well, let's see, when was I in Rockford? That'd be 82, something like that, 83.
Like I was.
Totally, it's been corporations, definitely middle school and high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every year, recording the progress.
See, when you make it sound like that, gosh.
Yeah. And they still doing it today. Getting a picture of that kid every single year in the same position, the same smile.
Now imagine feeding all that into AI.
It just keeps getting worse the more we talk about it.
They had he had proofs of millions of kids.
That's crazy. And see, back then you're just smiling, you're sitting there, you're just innocent, you're just taking your picture. Here I am, almost 52, and it could mean something totally different, like how Jason made it sound,
digital, all digital,
Yeah.
all instantaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was telling you, my kid used to have, my son especially, would have the goofiest look on his face, every one of them. Well, I know they wasn't picking him.
They were. And Kim says that she got a group pic from Rockford School in 1972, and she said, Jason, either your bathroom or your garage, use them as wallpaper, your signs.
Right.
Good idea. Look, we went 1 hour and 51 minutes. We done pretty good without Crystal. Last week, me and Jason did. I don't know how we did it, Robert, because you weren't there and Crystal wasn't there. But you know what? He was really outspoken on the stuff that we went through, and
studied up.
Yeah, he studied. He was like, you kind of helped, because I told him what we were going to be talking about. I guess it kind of gave him a heads up. So, but yeah, just it was very cool. I didn't want to text him, Jason. You got to talk. You can't just leave it up to me. I was like,
I probably could have popped in. I probably could have came in last week, but hell, I'd have been jumping in and out.
You're fine.
Damn thing. I wouldn't have been able to concentrate on that.
You're fine. What, Jason?
I was just going. I got a bunch of stuff about what the data place will bring for us. The data, what are they called? Data centers?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, yeah. What they, what all they will help contribute to, how they will make our life great. The stuff, and the stuff that people call me conspiracy theorist on 6G. It's coming.
We look. It's not a conspiracy theory. They went. Right. I mean, we're at 5G now, so you can only assume it's going to be 6G next, and then the number is going to grow. You know what I'm saying? And then what is it? It's all that stuff that's, I heard a thing. Now this might be a conspiracy theory, that the reason they didn't want lead paint on the houses anymore was, one, it was bad and kids would eat it, but it stopped all those waves from penetrating through the home.
Yep.
All the waves that you're talking about when it comes to 6G, 5G, and everything, microwaves. There's all kinds of waves out there. So
yeah, there are.
But yeah, we'll see.
Makes perfect sense, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, like, again, it's a conspiracy theory, but it's one that should make you think.
Yeah, it's a really good.
No, I mean, it's not really. If you look it up online, it says that's what's coming.
No, I know that. Yeah. We're talking about the lead paint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, stop with that stuff.
I mean, lead boxes and stuff block signals for sure. We know that.
Yep.
And just them saying, "Oh, this lead is super poisonous. You don't need it around you." It just goes right along with it. It's in the name of safety.
Yeah, see, I can't stand that. There's no reason to create rules in the name of safety. We are supposed to be the ones that, that's a whole nother subject, we can talk 2 more hours on that right there.
Yeah. Natural selection is one of the greatest things there are.
It's true. Yeah.
So we don't need people telling us don't eat whatever.
It's very, very true. That's very true.
Don't eat the Tide Pods, huh?
Don't eat the Tide Pods. Yep. Fusion. Kim says fusion. I wonder what she meant by that.
A long time ago, there was somebody on Marketplace that had Tide Pods for sale, and I messaged her. I said, "Are those the eatable ones? The edible ones, you know?" And she sent an emoji like, "I don't know."
Oh my gosh. It's a wonder she didn't. That guy tried to buy Tide Pods, and now he's trying to run for commissioner. It's a wonder she didn't throw stuff out there. Just anything they could do to make it rougher.
Right.
Like people. But anyway. But I guess that's all right, dudes. We will do this again on Tuesday night. We're gonna have more people coming on. I've talked to 2 or 3 or 4 more people. The invite's out there, guys. I mean, the people that are in the chat right now, there's slots for 5 more people. We could have 8 on here talking. You know what I'm saying? Fusion Centers, they changed the name to AI. I got you, Kim. You're right. Yeah, you're right. So, but we were supposed to have somebody come on tonight and they had technical difficulties. Otherwise, if Crystal wasn't sick, it would have been 5 of us on there. And again, I don't want to put names out there because it kind of puts them, it makes them feel like they're stuck in a position. But for real, you want to get on here, all you need is a laptop that has audio and video. This is what it's about. It's a Blount County breakdown. You just got to deal with the 4 of us, and you know what I mean? So just like the commercial says, the and I'll play it here at the end, the Resolute commercial, where it talks about how we foster conversation. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about. And then you guys share it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody shares it, and it gets out there, and everybody's talking the same thing. So we just, look, we love this community. We love this county. We're not fans of how the government operates. We're not fans of how they do things. I don't know what's a good word. Secretly.
However they want.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
secretively.
and
Look what Kim wrote.
I'm gonna have a face for radio.
Well, Kim, you just keep in the chats then. So, and Real Ed Reno, I ain't seen him on there tonight, but that doesn't mean nothing. He'll watch it again later. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's an open invitation. I'll say this: it's an open invitation that gets vetted.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, it gets vetted. Yeah, so for sure. But anyhow, that's what we want. We just want good community. What is it? Transparency. Yeah. Let's see. Matt says he'd love to see a panel of those that ran strong races for election but came up just short. A lot of good came from them. That's true. And you must be making some people nervous. They try to keep people from talking to you. That is true, Fair. I don't understand that,
Yeah.
We didn't pick on anybody. I did pick a little bit on Roy, and I did pick a little on Gordon today, but deservingly so, So, but nothing. It was all in good fun. And that's how it should be. You know what I mean? None of this should be, real life scenarios. You know what I mean? Where it's, because my opinion's not the same as yours, or, look, you may not agree with me, but I don't have an issue with conflict. I think conflict, whether it be social media or out in public, is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that people have to fight with each other, but to disagree, there's right and wrong ways to disagree. You know what I'm saying? And doesn't mean that we have to be threatening one another type thing, but we can disagree with, the policy. If you think we're posting misinformation, so far we've been pretty good about what we do. I'm not saying we're perfect, but we really try. And I think I'm speaking for everybody, but we really try.
I don't say that.
We try to post everything that can be backed up in the real world. So, I mean, if you do feel we are posting information, show us what we're doing wrong so we can learn. We'll be more than happy to take that constructive criticism from you.
Yeah, and look, even when it's constructive, it's still exposure, So if you're,
that's right.
You don't like it. Go.
Sorry, that made me think. When you was, I don't know who it was that was saying it to me, but you said somebody was telling saying earlier first of the show, you were saying somebody was saying that you shared misinformation. Somebody on one of my posts said I was lying like my daddy, but I asked him twice who is my daddy, and he never would answer.
So yeah, I think we should approach it comically. You know what I mean? If they're gonna say stuff like that, so Jason, just approach it comically. You know what I'm saying? So, and
I
then
just
we'll,
asked
we'll,
you who
we'll
was talking about.
yeah, we'll just do our best to you know. I don't like to censor anybody. I'm a free speech absolutist, you know. So, but anyway, you shouldn't be
Yeah.
afraid to talk. We're a good group of guys. We just care about our community. You know what I mean? So, you know, just because we have difference of people who are running the community, yeah. And look, you're in public office. You are subject to the court of public opinion, good, bad, or ugly. Whether
Yeah.
you say it politically correct or you say it super vulgarly, we have the freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? And so, if you don't like it, then make sure you're doing what your constituents are asking of you, and then
or you will be scrutinized.
you'll be scrutinized. Yeah.
You don't have to be one to be scrutinized. You can run for it. You're still scrutinized.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, I ain't gonna say my buddy's name. Y'all know him, but just in case, I called him today to find out if that woman that I went door to door to needed help. So I tried to get, I told him what she needed and tried to get him to help. He said he hadn't heard nothing yet. I need to stop by her house and see if she's heard anything.
Yeah.
But he contacted who needed to be contacted. That makes you feel good. I hope she gets help. I'm gonna do it for her.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys.
I'm not helping from, what do they call it? Like from beyond the grave. That's it.
You are dead man walking. Except
Yes.
we're not allowed to call him that out in public.
Why?
Well, not with your wife.
Oh, just my wife's there.
Right. Yeah. Because
she don't like that.
Well, you was going to become part of the skewer. You know, Jason's medium. Well. So, all right.
Yeah. I keep it instinct. She never knows what I'm going to say to anybody.
Oh, Robert says, Robert Williams says Robert's rule are the laws of debate called out by the rules of debate. Yeah. And Ferris says open discussion is important, and a friend turned out for me asking questions, speaking to people she didn't approve of. So, yeah, you know, there's nothing wrong. And let's see, nobody else is putting in the effort like y'all, so let them talk. They're jealous, and they only dream of doing what you all are doing on the World Wide Web. That's weird. www. Yeah, but we're just having fun. That's all I can say. This is you know, a hobby. It's fun and it's serious all at the same time. So, but yeah. So, with that being said, you guys want to call it a night?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Ready to lay it down.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. So, all right, fellas, I will see you. Whoop, I'm on the wrong thing. I don't know what happened here. Cancel. Stupid. Yep. All right, Jason. I'll holler at you later.
Peace out.
Robert, man.
Had fun.
Talk to you later.
Later.
Bye. All right, guys. Let's see. I want to play my Resolute Exposure video on the way out. Say thank you to all. Hit the like, the thumbs up or the thumbs down matters not. Share, and peace out, everybody. Have a good evening. Resolute Exposure is a social media platform. Almost all content on Resolute Exposure is created by citizen journalists. I share content created by citizen journalists who I believe to be the best at finding facts buried deep into the abyss, or outlets who I believe to be best for verifiable information. We have to operate within their system, and we only have the information that they allow us to have. These citizen journalists who nerd out on fact-finding missions and then add their opinion to better inform me to make the best choice for me in this war of narratives is Resolute. This information war is a battle for your mind and ultimately compliance. While mainstream media dismisses social platforms as mere echo chambers for fake news, independent spaces like this prove that shared content and live dialogue actually foster deeper critical thinking. So, I am excited to share the content in hopes you'll turn off mainstream media, who I believe is just a version of entertainment. So again, welcome to Resolute Exposure.
My heart, pumping all day long, getting me to morning when darkness comes. My heart, ooh. It takes so long to mend. It's harder to lean on this shell of a man. You found love in the Lord, your family and your friends. Could you please pray for me that I can find the same within? My heart, pumping all day long when I'm gonna pick my bones up and walk through the storm I made. I'm gonna head on home.